Be honest, you probably dreamed about how awesome it'd be to learn anything instantly, like snapping your fingers and boom, you've got it. Maybe you wanted to learn how to do a flip to show off at school and catch your 6th grade crush's attention. Or maybe it was learning guitar, piano, random skills like running faster, jumping higher, or even that viral dance move from 2016. Basically anything to be the cool kid everyone noticed. Now, as teenagers and young adults, what we want to learn might be a lot different. Usually we want something that will benefit us in the long run, something along the lines of business, language, tech, or sports. The problem is most of us are terrible at learning efficiently. It's not our fault, really. Schools taught us to memorize facts for a test and then forget them the moment the bell rang. Well, memorization isn't learning after all, so it makes sense. Learning is about understanding, applying, and retaining information so well that it feels like second nature. Think back to when you last tried to learn something. Maybe it was a new language, a musical instrument, or a skill like coding. What did you do? Chances are you crammed, you read a lot, or you watched a ton of tutorials and then nothing stuck. Why? Because most of us focus on input, reading, watching, listening, when we should be focusing on output, doing, practicing, and teaching. It's like trying to learn how to swim by reading a book about swimming. You might know the theory, but the first time you hit the water, you're going to sink. Learning is mainly a contact sport. You have to get your hands dirty, or in this case, wet. Let me just clear this up before we continue. Not everything is equally important. The 80-20 rule, also known as the Pareto principle, states that 80% of your results come from 20% of your efforts. When it comes to learning, this means you should focus on the core principles that give you the biggest return. You want to learn a new language? Don't even think about memorizing 10,000 words. Instead, learn the 1,000 most commonly used ones. They make up 80% of everyday conversations already. Want to play guitar? Master the basic chords before diving into complex solos. In simple terms, once you've got the essentials down, everything else becomes easier. And one technique that can help you master these essentials faster is active recall. Basically, instead of passively reviewing information, you actively test yourself. Not necessarily new, but it's very useful, especially when preparing for an exam. Let's say you're trying to learn history. Instead of rereading the same paragraph about World War II for the 10th time, close the book and try to recall what you just read. It forces your brain to work harder, which in return strengthens your memory. Think of it like lifting weights, but for your brain. If you just stare at the dumbbells, you're not going to get stronger. You're going to have to pick them up and do the work. But that doesn't necessarily mean you should start overloading your brain. Cramming feels productive in the moment, but it's a short-term solution. The spacing effect, on the other hand, is a long-term game. This principle states that you learn better when you spread out your study sessions over time, ideally 30 to 60 minutes a day throughout the week if possible. Here's why. Every time you have to